Okay, let's talk about the GoldenEye remake. This is super sad. The GoldenEye maps painstakingly created by Far Cry 5 player Crawlywood have been pulled offline after a copyright claim, which, I mean, there's no one else it really could have come from other than Bond license owner MGM. And MGM already has had a bit of a history with not playing nicely with game developers who want to work with the Bond franchise. I remember, I forget who it was from Nintendo that basically said, yeah, the reason that we never saw a GoldenEye remaster or any continuation of that was due to not being able to figure it out with the relevant rights holders. Crawlywood said on Twitter, Ubisoft sent me a mail because they got one from MGM. And also, I don't know if there's a legal way to upload them again because I'm on their radar now, I think. If you guys hadn't seen this project, it is so cool. Hold on a second. I'm on IGN.com, and there's okay. You know what? Here, let's just show this. This is absolutely amazing. Wow, like how fun would it be to go back and play GoldenEye like this instead of like this, and with a keyboard and mouse instead of the janky controls? I saw this and I was super excited for it and I really wanted to play it. I didn't even own GoldenEye as a kid, but I would always go over to, I'm just trying to think. Taylor had Perfect Dark. Matt had GoldenEye. I'm pretty sure it was Matt's house that we played. No, Taylor might have had GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. The point is, I had to go to friends' houses to play it, but I loved playing it. They always let me play as Oddjob because they were the ones who played the game all the time. And I was fundamentally allowed to cheat. And I was really, really excited to play it through again. I mean, other than just being upset about it, I don't really have much else to say other than that this sucks. I mean, especially given that Crawlywood didn't recreated the levels from scratch. I'm having a hard time seeing how they can justify forcing him to pull these down.
Didn't you say it might have had something to do with like audio files? Or soundtracks or something like that?
Yeah, my understanding is there was some reuse of the soundtrack that I could see being more problematic.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. There's a big difference between what you have the right to prosecute or what you have the right to enforce with respect to copyright law and what you probably should enforce. I mean, YouTubers in particular, all the time will use things like clips from South Park. We did it. I actually had completely forgotten because it's a habit we have done away with over the last few years, using any kind of copyrighted content just because we don't want to deal with that mess. But in our video about this like child GPS tracker dongle from like 5-6 years ago, we used a clip from South Park where the kids are wearing these Child Tracker 4000 helmet things. And you know what? That's absolutely the kind of thing that if Comedy Central or if Trey Parker and Matt Stone wanted to go after us about, they potentially could. And we could make the argument that it's fair use, but until we fight that out in court, they're in the right. You're basically guilty until proven innocent when it comes to that type of potential copyright infraction. So what that means is that a lot of the time, the bets that we make whenever we do include any kind of copyrighted content, which actually we do include in things like TV reviews, we'll just have a movie, like an actual Hollywood movie running on the TV, and we'll talk about what the experience of watching it is like on this particular display. And the bet that we're making is that while they could technically go after us about this, they probably won't because it's not in their best interest. We're just using their content to demonstrate how a product that their content can be enjoyed on performs. What's in it for them? in fact, we're even a lot of the times talking about, how much we love this movie. And when it comes to fair
And like
use,
someone could use it poorly. Someone could say, "Oh, I'm going to do a review of a TV. I'm going to sit here and watch this movie," and they just watch the whole freaking movie. But that's
absolutely.
clearly not what's happening in
Right.
this scenario.
Because there's 4 pillars for fair use. There's the purpose and character of the work, including whether such use is of a commercial nature or is for nonprofit educational purposes. Now, Linus Media Group is a commercial endeavor, is a for-profit enterprise. So we're potentially in a little bit of trouble there. But also the character of the use is editorial. So that's where pillar 2 comes in, the nature. Oh, sorry, excuse me. So editorial. So you could make the argument that, okay, yes, this is a for-profit enterprise, but they're utilizing it in an editorial fashion as opposed to entertain the audience, when the original use was to entertain the audience. And that's where pillar 2, the nature of the copyrighted work, comes in. There's also the amount and substantiality of the portion that's used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. So I think that MGM probably has some ground to stand on there, given that, fundamentally they recreated the game. But then there's number 4, the effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. So, okay, what that basically means is, how much is this infringement damaging the original value of the copyrighted work or the rights holder's ability to monetize it? And given that this is a game that's been out of print for many, 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 many years with no plans for a re-release that I've heard any word of, it's really not affecting it at all. If anything, it's creating additional interest in the franchise, in the original work, and potentially increasing the value of it. So it would be not an open and shut case, but I do think that outside of the use of the music, which, you could say, okay, yeah, what about soundtracks? You're really affecting the ability to monetize the soundtrack for GoldenEye for N64. I mean, you can make that argument.
I don't agree with it. I'm just saying, like, I feel like that might be one of the major grounds for why they jumped up. I would not be surprised if the files for this surfaced in some way somewhere.
Oh, for sure.
I haven't found one yet, but
oh, send it over, please.
No, like, actually.
Oh, all right.
But I'm definitely not trying, and definitely won't send it to you if I do find it.
Hey, thanks, bro.